And for an update on the New South Wales bushfires, joining me now live is the New South Wales RFS Commissioner, Shane Fitzsimmons. Commissioner, I appreciate your time this morning. Firstly, we know that there's been another death and now the death toll on the south coast stands at 8.
Yes, sadly that's correct. And yesterday morning we were following up 2 unaccounted for people. Fortunately, one of those persons was found alive and well and away holidaying. But tragically, we have confirmed the 8th person in southeastern New South Wales has died as a result of these fires in an area just to the west of Badalla down the south coast.
Commissioner, what's the current situation? How many fires are still burning across the state?
Danica, we've still got more than 130 fires burning across the state, and just over 60 of those are not contained. Conditions are certainly far more benign at the moment. And we've got just over 2,600 people working on these fire grounds, bolstered, of course, with the extraordinary support from the ADF, the additional support that's coming in this week to get out and around all these fire grounds, but also fire-affected areas. We are trying to take advantage of the more mild conditions before we see a return to some hotter conditions towards the end of the week, where we're expecting to see high 30s, low 40s, and some widespread very high and severe, particularly along the back end of the ranges and across parts of the ranges. There's even some good news where we're seeing mixed reports of some shower activity and some localised falls with rain across different parts of the fire ground and parts of southeastern New South Wales. And whilst any rain is welcome, we've got to reevaluate and assess what that means for all the firefighting strategies, of course, before we get into the hotter conditions at the end of the week and what might come thereafter.
Are you concerned about the bushfire burning on the border near Corryong, that it could cross over again into New South Wales and create one mega blaze?
Yes, we are. We're working very closely with our Victorian authorities. We've got a fire that started in New South Wales, spread down into Victoria. We've got other fires in Victoria. We're expecting some of them to come across into New South Wales in recent days. Some of them have very much in the far southeast, but there is this large fire flank or fire front, if you like, that stretches from Jingellic in New South Wales right down, hugging the border into Victoria. It's about 60 kilometres long. We were expecting that to come through in the last few days, and it just hasn't done that to the extent that we thought. But there's every likelihood that it will still make its way our way, given the weather conditions that are forecast over the coming days, and some of those fire areas joining up. But the close collaboration between us and Victoria means that we're aware of that, we're positioning for that, and we're prepared for that. And should the conditions dictate, we'll respond accordingly with the appropriate warnings and what have you, in addition to the ongoing firefighting effort.
You mentioned yesterday that there's still a number of areas that are cut off and building impact assessment teams have been unable to enter. What's the update there? Have they been able to go in and assess the damage yet?
They have been across a number of the fire grounds, and unfortunately they're still not completed by no means. But the southeast corner of the state, we're now counting up to just over 600 homes have been destroyed as a result of the fires in the last week or so. So it's a devastating result. It's a tragic result down in southeast New South Wales. But unfortunately, Danica, our teams are still trying to get to other parts of fire grounds and complete their assessments across a number of the fire grounds. The tallies indicating that the Eurobodalla Shire in those statistics is proving to have the highest number of homes destroyed, but that's probably reflective of a higher completion rate of localised assessments. And some of the other areas like the Bega Valley, Shoalhaven, snowy Monero area, snowy valleys, we still haven't got across a lot of those fire grounds yet, and the teams will be out again today.
What will be the priority for fire crews over the next couple of days ahead of that worsening weather that we're expecting this weekend?
So the principal focus when it comes to the firefighting effort is really around establishing and consolidating and implementing as much containment as we can. So whether that's the establishment of fire breaks and fire access trails, utilising existing fire trails, backburning operations, breaks between properties and communities, and the advancing fire front. There's a range of firefighting activities that are going on, and so too is the critically important work of fireground patrol and mop-up. So trying to make sure across the many thousands of kilometres that we've now got burning in southeastern New South Wales particularly, getting to some of these active fire edges where we can and mopping them up and get rid of smouldering stumps and get rid of active burning edges, because all of those edges have the risk of flaring up and creating spot fires when we return to the warmer, drier weather conditions. So firefighters have been at it all night, they're at it again today, and they'll be continuing right throughout the days and nights ahead to take advantage of much as they can in this more favourable weather conditions.
New South Wales RFS Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons, thank you so much for the update this morning.